Mic check 1 2. We recording? Yeah, we're recording. This is episode 1 of the iLLogical Sense podcast with me, Busby. I mean, y'all follow me on Twitter because, you know, I talk a whole lot of shit on there. So, and everyone always told me, like, Busby, you need to go get a podcast. You need to make a podcast. And you know what? I went and got a motherfucking podcast. So, right now, I'm with two of my friends right now. One is JC. Say hi.
What up, what up, what up?
And another one is Yvanna.
It's lit, Yvanna Mama.
Yeah, Yvanna Mama. And yeah, we're going to be here to talk our shit. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk our shit, talk about what's going on in hip-hop and all this other stuff. But first things first, JC has a lot to get off his chest right now. So, come on, go ahead.
This is what we doing?
Yeah, this is what we doing.
Jumping right into it?
No intro.
No intro?
Kevin Durant joined the Monstars. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, as Busby stated, I am JC, big time sports fanatic.
Talk into the mic, bro.
They can hear me. You don't need to worry about all that.
Strong voice.
Yeah. I work in video for a sports team. On top of that, I am a Lakers extremist.
Extremist.
Yeah, not a fan. We don't do fanships over there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's fans brotherhood, and we do all that. It's Kevin Durant situation. Let me go into some history real quick, because Busby seems to think that I have unwarranted hate towards the Warriors.
It's a lot of hate, bro.
Well, we said unwarranted. We know it's hate, but you feel it's unwarranted when I feel it's very necessary. Because you ain't been walking in my shoes for the last 16 years, so you don't understand.
Okay.
All right. We're going to take it back to December 6, 2000. Many people going to know this was the game where Antoine Jameson and Kobe Bryant went back-to-back. They put up 51 each, and the Warriors won by 3, like 125, 122, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm in 6th grade, 7th grade, I think, at that time. Go back to school, and all of a sudden, everybody has all this stuff to say about, oh, yeah, Lakers this, Lakers that. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Y'all just won 6th game, and it's December. Like, what are you talking about? And then it just progressed as the day went on. Like, it went from before school, and then dudes and girls both passing notes in class about, oh, yeah, you couldn't stop us. And so, you know, from that point, it just became pent-up rage. And then come to the fact that, you know, you grow up in the Bay Area, so you have family members that are Warriors fans. And they actually believe this rhetoric as far as, you know, uncles and older cousins are concerned. You know, shout out to my few family members that are Lakers fans that, you know, help me hold stuff down. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so when you grow up with that, you're going to have some issues with people talking with you about that. Uh-huh. You know, especially when you're a bottom feeder team. I mean, this is when, you know, Shaq and Kobe were running the league. Okay. And this is when the Warriors had, you know, Bobby Sura, who looked like he was an outcast from NSYNC. So, you know, there was really no comparison at that point. Like, come on, man. Let's be real. So, you know, it steadily progresses from there. Now, one thing I can attest to Warriors fans is that you have been loyal for the longest period of time. Like, I will give you that. I remember when tickets were $16. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, tickets were less than, you know, 2 meals from Burger King. I do remember that.
He's stupid, bro.
And people still rooted for them. So, you know, I give them credit for that. But they've always been in this world where, you know, it's either because we suck all the way or it's the refs' fault because they cheated for the better teams as to why we lost. Mm-hmm. And nothing's changed since then, even when they've been better. Like, nothing has changed at all.
Nothing's changed?
Who do they blame for Game 5?
Blame the refs.
And who else?
Draymond.
Why don't they blame Steph and Clay for not getting the job done without them? Man. Why don't they blame Harrison Barnes for not making a basket, I don't think, in that game? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's everybody else's fault but theirs.
So, well, how do you feel about Kevin Durant joining the Monstars? Because that's what they are at this point. They're like the damn Monstars. That's what they are.
Here's my thing, man. I woke up anticipating to read or, you know, find out that he was going to go back for the Thunder for at least one more year, considering that they did the deal with Orlando. Mm-hmm. They got Oladipo, Arvydas Sabonis' son, the rookie, and then Ilyasova. So I'll expect him to go back, at least test it out one more year. Mm-hmm. So we're waiting. And, of course, that's when Twitter found the Black Planet page. You know, everybody was going in a frenzy. I put out a tweet.
All the old tweets.
There you go. I ended up putting out a tweet where I was like, if he was a smart businessman, he would take full advantage of this and actually announce his decision on Black Planet. And, you know, it blew up and everybody, you know, got a few hundred retweets or, you know, whatever.
100 retweets.
I know I'm not on your level because, you know, you over here getting
level, man.
you over here getting 15,000 retweets on your wrestling, you know, combination
they ain't
stuff.
paying me, but still.
You know, but it's getting some buzz. So, you know, when that took place, I'm expecting, okay, he's gonna go back one more year, he's gonna test it out. And then the article drops. And as I'm reading the article, when I get to Golden State Warriors, the first thing I do is I just start laughing. Yeah.
That laugh, the Major Payne laugh.
Oh yeah. So for people that don't know, of course, I despise the organization that is the Golden State Warriors. Like, so when they lost the finals,
oh my God,
this
dude trolled everybody, including me. Like, I just literally, as soon as the last ball did not go in, I just chilled right by my phone, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna count down from 3, 2, 1. Bloop. I opened up my Snapchat. This boy's running in slow motion, going.
Didn't you have like a Lakers blanket over you or something? Like you were draped in Lakers?
so, not that time.
No, that was game 6.
Oh,
That was game 6.
That was game
yeah.
6, bro. He was just like, and every time LeBron scored, he was just like, yeah, baby, just dapping up his brother. I'm just looking at you like, bro.
So you hate the Warriors that much that you root for LeBron?
Not necessarily. I've always liked LeBron in high school when he was coming out of high school.
Right.
So there was never really anything to be angry about LeBron. Like, we never saw LeBron in the playoffs. Those years when we were supposed to go play the Cavs in the finals, he didn't get the job done. It ended up being other people. So to me, it was like, LeBron ain't did nothing to me. That's why, it confuses me when, several Lakers fans, they get this perception like, oh, LeBron's taking over Kobe's legacy, yada, yada, yada. Like, it doesn't make sense because Kobe's legacy is cemented. Like, that can't be overturned. I mean, the media can do all they want to do to try to portray it in a different light, but it can't be outdone. And as a result of that, LeBron ain't never did anything to me. Now, them Warriors fans, on the other hand.
Well, what are the Warriors? Obviously, it's you against the Warriors.
It's very, like I said, we're going on, this is about the 16th, 17th year going through this now. Like, this is not something that just happened overnight where it was like, oh, I'm tired of the Warriors. No, this
is hate.
I can name players that bandwagon fans would be like, huh? Who is he talking about? Like, if I say Azubuike, 3/5 out of the current Warrior fans are going to be like, bless you. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to be like, oh, Azubuike. They're going to be like, oh, what's he talking about?
Yeah.
So, yes, when they were in the finals, yes, I was like everybody else when they were up 3-1. I was like, great, this is over. Now I got to deal with another damn Warriors parade. and then Kyrie and LeBron go off for 41 each. Which everybody's like, oh, Draymond missed the game. That's why they lost. Let's go, okay, well, I can understand that. That still doesn't excuse you allowing two different players to get 41 points each. You know what I mean? Like, that's not an excuse. And then you get into game 6.
And then you just were doing cartwheels, backflips.
Oh, yeah, because the Warriors kept missing shots.
You're like,
and
baby. Yeah. Baby.
Like, I was like, take that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, wow.
Like, it's...
Only time I was ever that petty was when the Seahawks lost the Super Bowl.
Well, then I'm
a Niner fan, everybody.
The reason why
fuck Jed York.
The reason why you say that it's unwarranted is shocking to me because you, on most levels, can be viewed as having unwarranted hatred towards the Seahawks just because,
We'll get there.
Just because the situation didn't happen the way it should have happened.
So KD coming to the Warriors.
So KD comes to the Warriors. I laughed.
People are burning jerseys.
That was expected.
Yeah.
And the reason why I laughed is because I'm reading. I'm like, he actually did it. He actually took the easiest route. Like, he took, in my eyes, it's a coward's route out. Now,
Same way LeBron did.
There's a difference.
Do you think KD will come back? Will go back?
No.
It's like
No, it's done. Because what's most likely gonna end up happening is Westbrook's likely gonna leave next offseason. And the reports are at this point it's New York or it's LA. Because of his his interest in fashion and all that kind of stuff. So it wouldn't make sense for him to go somewhere like Milwaukee. They ain't got no fashion line there. So yeah, I laughed in the sense of, wow, he actually took that route. Now, regardless of my hatred for the Warriors, I will say this. That signing for that organization did wonders for that organization. Because if history serves me right, this is the first time that they've had somebody that can be considered a top 3 player sign with them. Not necessarily get traded, but he actually sat down, weighed his options, and actually went there. Like, that was his decision. So from that standpoint, that was great for the organization. Like, hating aside, you can't knock that.
Wow.
From his standpoint, this is a tarnish on his legacy. Yeah. Because it's not so much that he left, it's who he went to. Like, you had these guys down you had these guys down 3-1. Not only did you have them down 3-1, and after games 4 and after games 5, you sat with Russell Westbrook in the pressers and you bashed Draymond and Steph Curry. Talked about Draymond with the kick to Steven Adams' groin, and they talked about how dirty he was. They kind of laughed it off. And then after game 5, when the reporter asked them, well, how do you feel about Steph guarding Russ? They both laughed, and Katie kind of looked and was like, I trust my point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get the job done. So you go from that perspective, and all of a sudden now you join them. Like, that's literally looking at it from a standpoint of, I can't beat these guys, and, can't beat them, can't join them, which, I mean, that's fine. That's prerogative. I mean, role players do that all the time. But the difference between a role player and Kevin Durant is role players, there's no guarantee as far as how long they're going to keep playing. You have a player that's the caliber of Kevin Durant, he's going to be around. He's a face of not just a franchise, but the face of the NBA. Face in many cases, in some aspects, the face of sports, because that's what he represents. So to see that, it was just, wow, he actually, actually did it.
I was legit shocked, too. I thought for sure he was going to go back to OKC. Like, I was legit shocked. I was like, wow, he really did it.
Yeah.
He really did it. And now, on one side, it could be fun, or on another side, this could blow up in everyone's faces.
Now, here's my thing.
But that's just me, so...
Here's my thing, again, that comes into play with Warriors fans.
Oh, God.
Because all the last 2 years, we could even maybe go back 3rd, 4th year from when they first got into the playoffs with Mark Jackson. All they stressed was strength in numbers. We have depth. Strength in numbers. We don't do the Lakers. We don't do that. We don't do what they do. We breed our own. We come get our own. And then they're 48 minutes away 3 times in the NBA Finals from getting a back-to-back title, which they didn't get, but if anybody else needs to be reminded.
Let it go. Just let it go.
3 times, they're 48 minutes from the title. They don't get it. Now, all of a sudden, everything switches, where it's like, get rid of all these bums. We want KD. And mind you, this is after blasting Lil B's song after they knocked him out the Western Conference. Thank you. And shout out to the 3 homeboys. Y'all know who you are. I ain't dropping no names. But it's awfully funny how when I send you a message talking about, this song doesn't exist now, and y'all all hit me back talking about what song. I have no idea what song that is. Knowing damn good and well after Game 7, all 3 of y'all sent that damn link to me and put it in my face because I was trying to bash all y'all. So shout out to you.
Well, you were trolling.
Shout out to you.
You were trolling, man.
Y'all put on a good poker face.
Specify what song is this?
That is Lil B's
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
You never heard that?
I never heard it.
Really?
I just know about the curse.
That was a part of it. He went to a gym, shot a music video where he's shooting baskets, and he's yelling F Kevin Durant. Yeah. And Warriors fans ate it all up.
And didn't he lift the curse or something?
Yeah,
he did. So for me,
yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So for me, it's funny because, again, you have teams like the Warriors, teams like the Spurs, I like to brag about how they only get their players through the draft. They build them up. They're homegrown. They don't star chase. They don't do this. They don't do that. And all of a sudden, it takes one instance that changes everything. Because with the Spurs, we all know that they went and got LaMarcus Aldridge last year. Mm-hmm. David West done pissed off the NBA Players Union because when they're trying to get them more money, he's over here taking damn near 200% pay cuts to ride the jock. And then, if I'm not mistaken, you and I talked about this earlier, he actually signed with the Warriors earlier.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess he took another pay cut to make that happen.
$1.29 million from what I saw. I was like, really?
Yeah, so don't be surprised if the NFLPA, don't give him a severance package when he decides to retire.
NFL, you said NBA. You mean.
The NBA, I mean, thank you.
Yeah,
don't be surprised if they don't give him no severance package because he's messing up everything they're trying to do.
What was that analogy you told me that hella had me laughing?
Now, I'm going to use this analogy. and I'm probably going to catch some flack from it, which is ironic because you're known all over the social media world for having big issues with
Aubrey. Aubrey, you mean Aubrey Graham?
Well, we're going to talk about Drake, but
Aubrey Graham.
Busby refuses to.
Aubrey Graham. Oh, this is his real name, Aubrey Drake Graham.
Okay.
You don't call me Robert. That's my middle name. That's gonna be my rap name, Robert.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
Hell
now,
no. I'm just kidding, people. Stupid motherfuckers.
Now, I liken this situation to a hypothetical, and a lot of people are gonna be upset with me. Tough break. I don't care.
That's why it's called illogical sense, man.
Whatever. Kevin Durant going to the Warriors after not winning a title is the equivalent to Drake coming out and saying 40 is the reason why Views isn't a classic, and then going and signing with TDE.
To make a classic album.
It's the same exact thing.
Pretty much.
Same exact concept.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what it is.
He got hyped up 3 months leading up to the album?
Not even 3 months, like a year, 2 years leading up. All these freaking
there you go.
articles coming out, everything saying, oh, Drake gonna make a classic. Oh, look at the track list. It's gonna be a classic. Oh, he dropped mixtape. Oh, he's with Future. Oh, classic. Everyone losing their goddamn minds off of it. And then what happened when the album dropped? Yeah. That's all it was. Just yeah. All the hype in the world for that dude's album. And it just went yeah. So
from that aspect, and we can go a little bit deeper and analyze it. Because what happened after games 5, 6, and 7? The media was so quick to blame Russell Westbrook for the reason why they lost those 3 games. Mm-hmm. When in reality, Kevin Durant actually played a vital role in game 6. Mm-hmm. Very vital. So, understand, and this is how you break this down. TDE doesn't need Drake. The same way that the Warriors didn't need Kevin Durant.
They still honestly don't.
I mean, if you think about it, they still won a title in 2015. They had 73 wins. They overcame the 3-1 deficit and won. And then they themselves had a 3-1 lead before they masterfully blew it.
Oh. They blew it!
Yeah. Before they blew it to Cleveland. From Kevin Durant's perspective, this just makes it look very bad. Because now it's looking like, okay, I need them.
Yeah.
Versus, now, and again, when I'm talking about in the sense of the Warriors, the overall picture in the sense of what it means for the organization. Yeah, they don't need him, but it's one of those situations where, I mean, we don't necessarily need you, but if you want to come, we're going to throw out a pitch for you, and we're going to make it happen because, we're not stupid, which I commend them for because, they've had decades of stupidity in their front office. And it's no coincidence that everything kind of righted the ship as soon as, some guy that lost 8 straight NBA Finals for my Lakers way back when decided to come into that front office and, take care of things.
You almost out?
No. I mean, we gonna get there. we gonna get there.
We're gonna go there. Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
I'm gonna go a little deeper with that. So then now flip it and apply it to this hypothetical where, okay, go back to 2013.
Okay.
Up until that point, everybody always blamed Westbrook for everything.
Okay.
It was all over the place. Especially when they traded James Harden. It was Westbrook's the reason why KD can't do this. Westbrook's the reason why he can't do that. He's such a ball hog. He doesn't know his place. He's not a traditional point guard. Mm-hmm. And then Westbrook goes down after the Avery Bradley cheap shot in the first round.
Yeah.
What happened in the second round when Westbrook wasn't there?
They lost.
Why did they lose?
Because Kevin Durant was fucking up.
No, because he didn't have any help.
Oh, yeah. True.
He didn't have the relief.
Well, he was fucking up.
Well, you could say that, but there's only so much one man can do. And people got a sad reality check of just how important Westbrook was. So the talk's kind of diminished. Okay. Now let's get into this. You have Thank Me Later, which is they're expanding the sound
of So Far Gone.
Mm-hmm. And then you get to Take Care, where they pretty much perfected that sound. And 40's, the way he's progressed is
crazy,
ridiculous. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. He overheads Nothing Was the Same, and it's maybe a little step down, but it still gets the job done.
Yeah.
What happens when he releases the mixtape? Where's 40 at?
What?
What happens when he releases the mixtape?
The what? The what?
What's I can't even think of the title
If
of
you're
it.
reading this too, but that's not. Call it. I don't know what that is. It's an album.
Because he sold it.
It's an album. Don't call it a mixtape around me. Don't ever call that shit.
See?
Don't ever
That's
in your life.
See? Discussion in itself.
Yeah, that's a whole discussion.
See? I'm glad Busby said that. I just said that to piss him off because I knew what he was going to say.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I'm like, it was a what?
Yeah.
Nigga?
Yeah. For all intents and purposes, that's an album, people. That's not no damn mixtape.
Not no mainstream mixtape. That is an album.
So he releases the album. Okay. Where's 40 at?
He's on there.
Well, how is he on there the way he's usually on there?
He just had random.
And what happened with it? How was it perceived?
It was perceived. Well, you hated it for whatever reason.
Is that the one with Quentin
Miller? That's when he wrote it. No one knew about that until Meek Mill, opened his mouth about it. So
it sounds nothing like what he was dropping earlier.
He tried to sound tough,
and as a result, that kind of upped 40 stock a little bit because now it's like, okay, this isn't something where it's Drake by himself. It's actually he has somebody with him to help him progress. So then we go through that, and then we go through another quote-unquote mixtape.
What a Time to Be Alive. Yeah. And then that was just Drake riding Future's wave. Like I told everybody, because no one asked for that damn album. Nobody asked for it. But, everyone was all hyping it up like it's on Watch the Throne bullshit.
And where was 40 on that?
Only on the last track.
Now, you notice there's a difference in his sound and how it just sounds like he's completely digressed. Completely, right?
Yeah, he dumped it down.
So then they go to Views. And regardless of how either one of us feel about Views being mediocre, it's still a step up from those last two projects, right? Okay.
Well,
Is that because 40's on it?
Exactly.
And he's spearheading. Okay. He's spearheading everything. Now, imagine that. Imagine from the time that To Pimp a Butterfly drops, because that's really what, social media and everybody has been paying attention to. That's really what they put Views up against. Yeah. Whether you want to admit it or not, I'm sorry. Like, that's what they're putting it up against. So you go from the time frame of To Pimp a Butterfly drops, all the way leading up to there, all the subliminals being thrown back and forth from Drake to Kendrick in the same way that Kevin Durant threw some subliminals towards Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, all while Westbrook was with him in the same vicinity. Album's mediocre. So now imagine everything that's taking place, and then he comes out and says, "Nah, I'm not returning. OVO's over." And that's 40. 40's the reason why it's not a classic, because we were trying to do some stuff, and he was the one that held me back. So I called Top Dog, and then we made something happen.
Like, I don't care about this. Regardless of all the record sales, he's number one for the 9th week, beating out Eminem for whatever reason. Like, that's supposed to affect me. I know. You know who you're talking about. You know who I'm talking to. I don't care, because Eminem's not a pop star. He is a rapper.
But at the end of the day, you don't do that. It's just something you don't.
Thank you. Now,
there you go.
To further this hypothetical, Top Dog would know damn good and well that TDE doesn't need Drake, but Top Dog is a businessman. So if Drake wants to come over, he's not going to be like, "Oh, well, we don't want to do this." No, he's going to call Kendrick over. He's going to sit Kendrick down the way Steve Kerr brought in Steph Curry. Steph Curry made it very clear. Yeah, it's whatever. Passes the pat. I don't care. If you want to come, I'm going to, let's do it. Like, I'm all about winning. Kendrick's on that same hype where it was like, hey, man, whatever, bygones, bygones. I don't care. I never really cared about the situation. If you want to, let's go. Now, how do you think the media or everybody else will look at that if Drake did that?
As a sellout. They'll call Drake a sellout for that.
So why are people making excuses for Kevin Durant?
Because Kevin Durant's not Drake, and all eyes are on him. Now, if this was LeBron James, on the other hand, doing that shit, it would be a different story.
Exactly. So why does the line all of a sudden become skewed?
Because Kevin Durant's number 2 in their eyes.
Well, now he's apparently number 3.
Pretty much.
Because he's playing second fiddle. Damn good and well Nike's feeling some type of way about this. And Under Armour, they're both feeling some type of way about this. Because now you think about it from, this decision doesn't just affect basketball. Like, this is going to affect a whole global corporate situation too. Because now you have Nike coming.
Have it all on the same.
Now they're in the same. Now they're competitive. Because you got to remember, Kevin Durant just re-upped for damn near $300 million with Nike. And Steph Curry is Under Armour's golden boy. Like, he can do no wrong. Now they're in the same market, and not only are they in the same market, they're on the same team. Right. So from that aspect, there's going to be conflicts of interest because now Nike, what they do with their main ambassadors, they bring all kinds of basketball camps to where the ambassadors are located. Well, if Under Armour was trying to get that stuff situated, now it's a conflict of interest. So when you look at it from that standpoint, it wasn't just, again, Kevin Durant has a right to make a decision on where he wants to play. That's not the issue. If he chose Boston, who is the Lakers' #1 rival, I would look at it from the standpoint of, y'all bastards, y'all actually got Kevin Durant. Like, bravo to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could have gone to any other team other than, who'd they play in the first round? The Mavericks, the Spurs, or the Warriors. Because it wouldn't make sense to go to the former two because he knocked them out the playoffs. Why would you go join them after you beat them? And in essence, it doesn't make sense to then join the Warriors after they just did what they did to you and the comments you made towards their star players. Now it makes you look like you're inferior.
How do you think Stephen feels about it?
He's loving it.
He's loving it. They're just like, hey, we got to change. Wait, they all just.
I mean, they
helping it. They got no choice.
Again, from that standpoint, it's great for the organization. Now, are there going to be the claims of, we're going 80-2, we're going to beat the 73 wins? God, no. That's not going to happen. Because now they're switching from the strength in numbers formula to now where they're formulating. The offense is still going to be flowing in terms of, ball movement and all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be centered around 4 players now. So everybody else that's coming in, unless your name's Iggy, or unless your name is Livingston, everybody else that's coming in, you're just going to be there to fill out the requirements to be on the court. Like Zaza.
Who?
Thank you. I mean, Zaza's great. Zaza's great, but it's just another way to show how Warriors are hypocrites. Because when it was All-Star time and they were complaining about how Kobe was getting All-Star votes, they were complaining that Zaza got more All-Star votes than Draymond Green. And had it not been for Kobe getting that slot, Zaza would have actually been a starter in the All-Star game. Warriors fans had a fit. Now, all of a sudden, you go down the timeline, Zaza's what we need. It's awesome. He going to get the double-double. This is that. It's like, well, you're not going to put up 200 points. It's not feasible. It's not going to happen. You see what I mean? So it's like they quickly abandoned this, we breed our own strength in numbers, and they adopted the mind frame that they've been criticizing that's similar to the Lakers. Which is, again, that's why I've been laughing this whole time. Now, some people are like, oh, you're just upset because you got what was coming to you, this, that. Nah, I still got some heat coming for the rest of the summer. So, by no means does this KD signing affect that. Because the fact remains, you still blew a 3-1 lead. You just signed a guy who blew a 3-1 lead. And Kyrie and LeBron are still celebrating their title in Cleveland.
So, to end this rant, all JC wants to say is, fuck the Warriors.
Thank you, Busby. I appreciate that.
That's pretty much what he has to say.
I appreciate that.
So, moving on, when we talking about Drake and all this stuff, Joe Budden is crazy. He is legit lost his damn mind.
God.
I don't know. I listen to his podcast. I love his podcast a lot, but he's done lost his goddamn mind. I don't know why he wants to make a record dissing Aubrey. Yeah, I'm going to keep calling him Aubrey. I don't know why he wants to keep making records dissing old boy when he hasn't done nothing to him. He hasn't said one word. All he said was 1 or 3 syllables. Pump, pump, pump it up. And he's like, oh, they're going to diss him. They're dissing me. And then he thinks 4 p.m. in Calabasas is about him for whatever reason. And then he does like a whole 6-minute rant, rap, whatever, just dissing him for no reason.
What did he say about Meek Mill?
Oh, because he feels Meek Mill. He just said Meek Mill's not ready for this rapping shit. Because all he's doing is just going on social media. That's all he's doing.
I mean, to Joe Budden's credit, he can write a good ass fiction story.
See,
he's got some skills to write a fiction story that could be probably a good screenplay, maybe even a good TV series. To his credit,
but that's because he's crazy. Because on one end, I'm kind of happy that some lyrical rapper is pretty much going after the hottest rapper out right now. But the other side of it is like he hasn't said nothing to you. So and if I was Drake. If I was Drake or whatever, I wouldn't ever reply to him. What's the point? Why should he? He hasn't replied to Kendrick. He hasn't replied to Pusher. So why should he even reply to Joe Budden?
So is he tweeting all this because he has me blocked?
He has me blocked.
He has me blocked. We are the Joe Budden block crew. The iLLogical Sense podcast, aka the Joe Budden block crew.
Like he has us all blocked, and I like him. Like, oh yeah, let's talk about why did he block? Why did he block all of us? Why did he block you?
I still have no idea.
I have no idea.
I know why he blocked me, because he was talking crap about wrestling. Like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to say it to him, so I just got on there and I was just like, John Cena sold more units than you, bruh. And then I just waited, and then he blocked me. So, you know.
You know what? I think I know why.
What did you do?
I think I talked some shit when he came out to the Bay, and he had, like, nobody at his show.
Oh, I remember that.
Guess, and then it might have been because of that.
Probably. He probably went on a whole blocking spree.
Yeah, see, I was one of Slaughterhouse's biggest fans when they first came out, and then I went and checked Twitter one day, and I was blocked. And I don't know what happened.
Probably saw you're too light skinned or something. I don't know.
Hey man, I'm 5'6". There's nothing intimidating about me. I don't know.
So do you think Drake should respond?
I mean, he has to for the culture.
But like from what I've said in my little.
But what did he say? I want to know what he said.
What did he say? What did Drake say to Joe Budden?
What did Joe Budden say?
He said a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't want to feel like looking it up, because he just went on and on, talked about his females.
Is it legit, or is he just saying anything? No, he
legit feels that Drake is dissing him. He legit feels, and everyone on Twitter is telling him, dude, he's not dissing you. In his mind, he feels he's dissing him. I don't know why. It's entertaining for me, because honestly, I don't feel Drake's gonna do it. We could just end this podcast right now, and as soon as we're done, Drake probably will respond to him, because this is a crazy month. Because last July, that's when Back to Back dropped, and that's when all the madness happened. I would not be surprised if Drake just dropped a random record, but that's hindsight. I don't think he's gonna do it, because just is what it is. But
I mean, it'd be funny. My stance on it is, when you talk big in your records about how you don't back down from anybody.
Yeah, he said, and he also said that he wasn't the one. I was like, I'm not the one. I'm not the one to do it.
So I mean, from that sense, I mean, yeah, respond. But as far as the actual situation, it really doesn't make sense. Honestly,
it doesn't make sense. Since he's not going to say nothing to Kendrick, he's not going to say nothing to nobody. He's just going to kick back in his millions and his number one albums, number one records, and that's all. You think he's going to respond?
No. He has no reason to.
This is simple. No.
I mean, I side with Yvanna, because I mean,
I side with her too.
Because Push has been baiting him for years at this point.
And he's just, that's all he's been doing. Like, you little bitch, you ain't gonna say nothing. That's pretty much what he's telling him. Like, you ain't gonna say nothing to me. Yeah. So that's that.
I mean, again, for the culture, it'd be nice, but I'm not holding my breath.
I ain't holding my breath either. So Mr. Kanye West.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The famous video. Thoughts on that?
I want to be silent during this whole segment so I can get your entire feelings.
Okay, let me run down.
Because I feel like you need to go back about a week before the album dropped, and when he was when he was doing his fashion line in the theaters.
When he was premiering the album. I never trust anything Kanye West ever says. He's a troller. And I'm a Kanye fan from the beginning, and I know how he is. When y'all talk about you don't want the old Kanye, Kanye is Kanye. He's not old. He's not new. He's legit crazy, and y'all should know this by now. So if you could just backtrack, when this video came out, first he had to premiere it in the freaking, the Forum Room in L.A. Or whatever, and he had doing some old Michael Jackson shit, having everybody just watch it. So I'm going like, okay, this is cool, so I had to borrow someone's Tidal account. So
thanks,
I had to borrow someone's Tidal account, and JC, and a few of my homegirls were on our way to a concert. So I was just looking on the phone. I was just waiting for him to start it. So he starts it, and the first thing I see is this nigga just laying in bed with everybody. And it when I saw Rihanna, I saw Kim, I saw who else was in there? Bill Cosby,
Trump.
Anna Wintour.
Ray J.
Amber.
No, Bruce Jenner. I never called
Bruce.
Bruce.
Caitlyn.
Bruce.
Y'all ain't shit.
I know.
He still has Bruce attached to his groin. That's Bruce.
Exactly. And he's against gay rights, and he's still Republican.
Yeah.
Shit.
So yeah, he's Bruce.
Don't let that fool you. I am all for
same here.
The gay, lesbian, and transgender communities. I support it. But
no.
don't try to fake the funk
Don't
just
try to-
because for, some publicity and him getting a few millions out the deal.
That's Bruce.
That's Bruce.
But anyway, back to the video. So, yeah, the video legit messed with my mind. Because it was just like he's laying there with... And with Taylor Swift. He was laying there with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And it just literally messed with my mind because it's like...
But why, though?
Because he's crazy.
But the song says it itself. Like, it's...
I mean, it's based off of
A painting called The Sleep.
There
by
you
some
go.
Dude.
And
Kanye just saw that.
And shout out to my sister Cleo, because she actually came up with a good theory that was pretty much, stating, you already think we're in bed with everybody anyways.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah. So, and each one of us is, getting famous off of the other. Mm-hmm. So, here's what the perception that you already see us in.
Or maybe Kanye was just on Google, saw it, and he was just like, I should do this and put celebrities in it.
I wouldn't doubt that either. I would not doubt that either. He could either be a philosophical genius or he could be the biggest troll of trolls and just saw it and was like, yeah, let's do it. Anywhere in between, I don't
I'm
discredit.
going to show it in front of the whole world, and then I want everyone to talk about it. And then he gets to go do the whole new slave stuff and put the freaking thing on the walls and shit like that. And
I get to see it.
It's no different than new slaves. Why you want to watch people sleeping on the bed, on a wall?
Go and just be a part of.
I was do that with New Slaves. New Slaves was dope because you saw his face on looking like Zordon. That was dope. That was dope.
You also have to talk about who was a wax figure or whatever, and who was real.
They all admitted it. I think Amber Rose was in there because she was breathing in it. Amber Rose was real. Bruce Jenner was real. Kim was probably real.
That didn't look like him.
Probably was. You never know. She had makeup. Who else was real? Kanye was real because he moved his head in the end.
Well, we know Chris Brown wasn't real.
Yeah, Chris Brown admitted. Yeah, Chris Brown. Why you gotta make my point? I wouldn't be surprised if Caitlyn Jenner was in that. I honestly would not be surprised if he was there. Yeah, Bruce Jenner.
Thank you.
No, I meant not Bruce Jenner. I'm talking about Ann Whitner. I would not be surprised if she was in there because I don't even know how is she controversial. Because everyone in there had some type of controversy.
When you're associated with Kanye, you're controversial.
See, now, if he was crazy, if he was really crazy, okay, Kanye's crazy, but he's not insane. If he would have took out Ann Whitner and Donald Trump and replaced him with Jay-Z and Beyonce and took out Bruce Jenner and Bill Cosby and replaced him with the Obamas, then he would have been insane. He would have legit, I would have just legit said.
He knows not to cross that line.
You never know, man. I never know about Kanye.
The Obamas?
You never know with this dude, man. You honestly do not know. So.
Did he delete that tweet talking about who's gonna?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. His lawyers are probably told him to delete that. Like, nigga, what the fuck you doing, bro?
You know who Kanye needs in his life?
Who? His mama?
Man, come on, man. You don't got. Come on.
I'm just saying.
Who?
You don't have to do all that.
Okay,
man.
who?
He needs Paul. He needs the equivalent. Eminem has Paul to leave voice messages on his phone and let him know.
His wife.
Come on now, that's who you're gonna trust.
Maybe I feel like he might have his Kim's mom. What's her name?
Kris Jenner. Yeah, she ain't no help either.
That's because when you look about it, Rhymefest is gone. Rhymefest has waved his hands with him, saying he's not coming back until his brother gets help. He needs a Paul-like influence that will call him on the phone.
Rosenberg.
That will call him on the phone, and whether he answers or he, goes straight to voice message, and he will let him know you're messing up right now.
Probably Jay-Z probably calls him.
Jay-Z is focused on Beyonce and Blue. He is not a babysitter.
True that. So.
I can imagine how many times Jay-Z done had to pick up the check around Kanye and not even know he was picking up the check until it came time to do it.
True that.
So,
So all in all, Kanye's lost his damn mind. Still got love for him, but So what else? Oh, speaking of Jay-Z, so there's rumors going around that Apple's going to buy Tidal.
Smart business move.
Smart business.
I underestimated it.
I didn't think he's going to do it. I don't.
Nobody did.
I didn't think he was going to do it, but he's a hustler, baby.
I did not listen. I did not listen to the big homies. Shout out Russ. Shout out Dwan. I did not listen to them.
What did they tell you?
They said straight up the only reason why he's doing Tidal is to somehow find a loophole and get some exclusives. And once he builds the brand up, it's going to go on sale. And I was like, nah, Apple Music got it covered. This ain't going to do much. And sure enough, when Prince died, they got the whole catalog. Exclusively. Couldn't find it anywhere. I had it because my mom's a big time Prince stan. You've seen how much of a stan she is.
Problems, man.
she loves her some Prince.
I know.
So I have all the albums lined up. So everybody's like, I can't listen to Prince. I was like, damn, that sucks for you because I got all damn 32 albums. I can last.
Burn that. Nope.
Yeah, nah.
That.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to run. I need to run a couple bills for that, man. Mm-hmm. They had that, Life of Pablo, and then Lemonade,
and then Anti.
Mm-hmm. So you factor in those four, and now the stock's just gone up completely. It's a perfect time to sell. I completely underestimated that.
And Tidal low, like when I was going through Tidal, because Yvanna let me borrow it. Like I'm looking through it. They got some good stuff on there. They really do. I underestimated how like exclusive content, like with the videos and with all the songs. It's like, oh, this is pretty dope. I'm like, okay. So, shout out to Hov if he gets it done. If he sells this shit to Apple, I won't be like, wow, and becomes a billionaire. So. Hov.
So, Rock in the building.
Oh, so did you listen to the Designer's album? Mixtape, whatever the hell it's called?
I didn't listen to it.
You know what happened?
What happened?
What happened was...
I made the mistake of listening to that project and then Future and DJ Esco, the ET project, back to back. So by the time I ended it, I was just like, one of them has to go because they sound so like I didn't know when the project's finished until I heard DJ Esco talking on the track, and I was like, oh, we're on the next project, like because I put it in a playlist because I was driving and I was like, well, I don't have time to fiddle with the phone because that's irresponsible and that's illegal and y'all shouldn't be doing all that. And so when it was going through, I didn't realize it till Esco started talking, and I was like, oh wait. This isn't Designer anymore. And so then I'm hearing the tape, which is cool. I like both. They're not classics or by any means or anything, but they're dope. But when you listen to them back to back, you're just like, one of them has to go. Like this can't be. Like somebody got to go.
Do you think that he fixed his voice or whatever to sound like it, or he really just does?
I believe so because if you listen to the other songs on New English, he don't sound like Future.
He don't sound like him at all.
At all. Like, he actually sounds...
like a Brooklyn nigga.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
And I don't really care for the dude. I mean, I just find it funny how all the Future fans are just losing their mind about him and all that stuff. Like, oh, you're just a twin. He needs to go away. Meanwhile, this dude had the #1 song in the country.
I think that's hilarious.
What?
That he took his style and he took his voice range and got himself a #1 hit.
Just like what Bryson Tiller did with Party Next Door.
Yeah, but the reason why I think it's hilarious is because, no disrespect to Future. Future has a good lane. He's been in the game for years and years, and he's finally getting his respect. I think it's funny because all the hype beasts on Twitter and all the fans that want to be like, oh, yeah, Future better than Kendrick, Future better than this, Future better than that, and all of a sudden they get upset.
Someone said Future was better than Kendrick?
Oh, yeah. Kendrick, Cole.
Yeah, all the hype beasts,
who's
man.
Crit? Future's the only one we recognize in the South. Yeah. Who's Big Crit?
Dead ass.
And so it's funny to me how they go from that and overhype it, and then it's like Designer comes into play, and now they get so offended.
Yeah.
And they're so angry, and it's like, well, this is what you get.
It's a popularity contest, but I can't really call it a popularity contest when they don't go out there and buy the damn records.
I will say, as crazy as Kanye is, that was a great signing.
It was.
Him and Push both.
I don't know. Pusher did it.
I don't know how much Kanye's influence. Obviously, his influence was heavy to put it on, part 2 of Stretch My Hands. But if Push is spearheading that as the president, Push got a good business mind.
He does, man.
He's got a good business mind. He's made the last 6 or 7 years of his career. He's literally gone from, am I gonna, is my brother leaving gonna be the end of my career, all the way to what he is now, which is the president of good music.
Good music.
That's a good hustle.
Yeah, it is.
That's a great hustle.
We got a lot of hustlers. So, anyway, that just leads me to my next little topic. It's, July right now? We're like halfway done with 2016. Fuck, man. Time's flying. So, like, a lot of good music came out between then. So, what are y'all albums of the year so far for 2016?
I'm going to let y'all go first.
Ladies first.
Start off with, my #1 is Kanye, T.L.O.P. Number 2 for me is Beyonce.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Not because, it's because she's Beyonce. It's because she's Beyonce. And because of the visual album. Like, I loved all the videos that she had with the songs. I went to the concert. It was amazing. I mean, And then all of the stuff that came with that album, with everybody saying, oh, okay, you know, Becky with the good hair, who was that? The whole Jay-Z, is Jay-Z gonna respond? Fruit Punch, whatever.
Fruit Punch.
Fruit Punch.
Fruit Punch.
Is gonna be him responding to that. And was it a surprise, right?
No, she gave us a week notice for HBO. Yeah, just showed a little trailer.
Exclusive. And I think that's when I went and got Tidal.
Okay.
Wow. Beyonce.
You
wanted that shit.
Anywhere else.
Yeah, you couldn't get it on iTunes or nothing. You had to get it on Tidal.
I had to get it on Tidal. So I got Tidal. And then my number 3 is Rihanna. Okay. For Anti. I feel like I really want to know who she's dating.
She's dating Drake.
She's not dating Drake. I don't believe that.
I think she's
like
just
Rihanna
fucking him. She's
wants a bad boy. Not as bad as Chris Brown. But
where's Travis Scott at?
I don't know. She probably got tired of fucking him.
I think it was.
She like they
Leonardo DiCaprio.
She was just messing with it. I think Rihanna is just bouncing around. That's all she's doing right now. And Drake is just caught up in it. He's just really in love with her. That's all he's doing.
So he has a bad view.
Pretty much, yeah.
And she can actually I saw her on I don't know if it was SNL or some performance, and she could sing like a little.
Oh yeah, that was like the
she's
Billboard.
Getting better. Mm-hmm. I never really thought of Rihanna as a good singer. I thought she was just kind of like I liked her little style and everything, and she knows how to dress and all this stuff. But I think she's getting better, so I like her. I like that album. Also with these albums, I don't need to skip a song, so.
Okay.
That's one thing too. Like I love listening from beginning to end. Number 4. Oh, by the way, number 3 was Drake.
Views.
You
listen to Views?
No. It was that until I listened to everything. I was like, let me just listen to everything from beginning to end. Drake fell off from that.
Man. Who still listens to Views in their entirety?
I don't.
As of today.
I only listened to it once, probably in its entirety.
Because it's 20 songs.
I don't even think I listened to it. I had to skip.
Because I attempted to play it Saturday, and as soon as You With Me ended, I was over.
And that was track 3.
I was literally like,
that was track 3.
Like I was literally like, okay. And the reason why I made it that long was because You With Me is actually my favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got done with it, I was like, okay, I came for what I needed to get. Bye. I was out.
Right. And then number 4 for me, Chance the Rapper, Coloring Book. That shit, he's just awesome. He loves artwork. I mean, his cover art for his album, and it's just a gospel. Like when you cussing and
there's cussing on that.
Not saying you're cussing mixed with this church vibes. It was great. It was awesome. And then number 5 for me is Drake.
You bumped him all the way down from 3 to 5, huh?
Yeah.
Shit. At least he's.
Don't listen to him all the way, but he's number 5.
I would have put YG, but I still haven't
fully listened to
the
it.
Whole album. I'm pretty sure it's
probably gonna bump it off
than Drake. But I do like a few of the Drake songs, and I listen
to
it over and
Drake
over.
song.
It's just Drake songs, so that's my top 5.
All right. Well, for me, it's no in particular order. Number 1 is The Life of Pablo, because I listened to it all the way through, and when I first heard it the first time, it blew my damn mind because the album is amazing. Kanye West is undefeated when it comes to albums. Undefeated. He has not ever released one bad album to me. So, Life of Pablo. And favorite song? It changes. Right now,
like mood.
It moods. Sometimes if I want to wake up in the morning, I listen to Father Stretch My Hands.
That's like the
or
shout out to Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, because that was the start of my daily trolling. I use that.
Yeah.
I love Real Friends.
Real Friends
is my favorite song.
I wish he would rap like that on every fucking song.
I like how he utilized Ty. I really like how he utilized Ty on that song.
That's what Kanye's strength. He always knows how to utilize people like their strengths. Like Young Thug, when he was on Highlights. I hate Young Thug. I absolutely hate every aspect of him as an artist and as a rapper. But when he just found what he's good at is just melodies, he just put him in the melody, and that's all he used, and then he disappeared. You didn't even know he was there no more. So I was like, Kanye he knows how to use it. But Yeah, Kanye, Life of Pablo, that's number one. Number two is Untitled Unmastered by Kendrick Lamar, because that's like To Pimp a Butterfly, like leftovers, and there's only 5 tracks, untitled tracks, and they still sound amazing. They sound
There's
amazing.
8.
Huh?
There's 8.
There's 8? Oh.
Remember those, man, see, you won't even be
Well,
paying
it's
attention.
8 songs, man, because I added stuff to it. So there's like, I don't know which ones.
How
like,
do you edit an album and then add music
Well,
to
you
it?
know what I mean, Negro. Anyway, that shit's amazing to me. That album, EP, whatever you want to call it, is.
How many songs are on it?
It's an EP. It's like 8. Was it 8 songs?
On Kendrick?
8. There's 8. There's 8. Yeah, because
And they were really that good?
Yeah, they're like leftovers from To Pimp a Butterfly. They're just amazing to me. So there's that. Number 3 would be Beyonce, Lemonade, because I can literally listen to that all the way through, because it's still like it's an amazing art. Like, she's been undefeated to me, kind of. Like, her best work, in my opinion, was B-Day, but this was like a good follow up to her self-titled album. See, number 4, I had it right on here. Hold up. See, I was all like trying to be all. Shh.
Super cool with it.
Super cool with it, you know. It was super cool. What the hell?
Got lost in the sauce, man.
Shut up. Lost in the sauce. Yeah, for that lemonade.
Top 10 right there.
No, then number 4. Then Anti. Rihanna's Anti. Yep. And Coloring Book. Anti and Coloring Book. Like everything you said on that. So,
all right.
Yeah, your turn.
I mean, I really don't have a top 5 right now. Like, I like going into the end of October and then finally having a good set 80, 60 to 80 albums worth, and then start doing that. Obviously, you have a feeling of what's going to be top 10, but to just dwindle that down and get, that 70 to 80 and dwindle it down to a top 50, like, I like that whole experience. So I think you guys named the obvious ones. Mm-hmm. So really what I'm about to name are albums that I think, people need to be aware of.
One other person, you might tell me. Jameson.
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot about Jameson. Yeah.
So
Jameson? Or
yeah, Jameson.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, we gotta put her up on game, man. Shout out to Jameson, man. Jameson always showing love on Twitter, man. Shout you out, bro. Mm-hmm. First one, Malibu, Anderson .Paak. Mm-hmm. I love that album.
I still need to listen to it.
So if you're not familiar, Anderson .Paak was the cat on Compton, Dre's album that dropped last year. Released. It's got this alternative, but it's formulated in R&B. It's live instrumentation on a lot of these songs. It's a really great album. Like from start to, it's one of those ones, Yvanna, I think you'll really like. It's start to finish, and he's got BJ the Chicago Kid on there. The Game, Schoolboy Q. He's even got a verse from Rhapsody.
I know
she
that.
came through and delivered.
Is Kendrick on that too?
No, he's not. He's on BJ the Chicago Kid. Shout out to BJ the Chicago Kid. BJ the Chicago Kid. What's the album called?
I know.
In My Mind.
In My Mind. Yep.
There you go. That's another one.
Where's this Jameson person from?
Detroit. He's a white boy. JMSN. That's how you spell it.
Mm-hmm.
JMSN.
Yes.
So those are 2 R&B records that I really, really vibe with.
Oh, R&B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those
alternative, like
actually 3 because I named Jameson. So Jameson, Anderson .Paak, and BJ the Chicago Kid.
I forgot about him too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. YG.
Oh yeah, it's still crazy.
Let's go into this real quick. When Tootin' and Budden came out, I was like, he's just gonna be a Here Today Gone Tomorrow artist. I really never thought anything special of it. Especially with the mixtapes leading up to that, I was kind of like,
I forgot that was even him.
Yeah, exactly.
Anti-$.
And then you get to the first re-up, you're like, okay, like I can get with this. This is dope. And then you get to re-up 2, and you're like, oh wow, like this is a whole different person. I think re-up 2 was around the time when he announced that he signed with Jeezy. So then you get to My Crazy Life, and to me, My Crazy Life is the perfect other side of the spectrum for Good Kid, Mad City. Mm-hmm. The perfect opposite spectrum.
Mm-hmm. You talk about this.
Yeah, where, when Kendrick's, when, girl's name, Shireen's cousin and his homeboy jump him. Mm-hmm. You can perfectly picture that's YG doing it.
Jumping.
And then, when that ends, you're getting his opposite sides.
Side of the view.
Right.
He's a good storyteller.
He
really is.
Lyrically, he can improve. But honestly, when you are that vivid in your storytelling, and you actually are saying something, I don't need you to be over lyrical. Like I'm always big on lyrics, but if you can convey it in a way where you're still saying something and you can set up the imagery perfect, I'm just as in line with that as anybody else. And then to come find out when you're reading the linear notes that Mixed by Ali was the one that actually mixed the album, which is why it sounds like Good Kid, Mad City in the sense of how it's formulated, sounding like, a little short film itself. Mm-hmm. It's like, wow, that's dope. Like, that was like the perfect completion of what A Day in the Life of Compton is from both sides. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, going into Still Brazy, he's been shot. We know that.
And he's paranoid.
He's paranoid. The drama, the internal drama going on with Mustard. So, and then Twist My Fingers dropped. As soon as Twist My Fingers dropped, I was ready for the album. I was like, this is dope. This reminds me of DJ Quick. This is perfect. 90s West Coast. So I was like, cool. Like, I wasn't anticipating it being on the same level of My Crazy Life just because of all the differences. I can't lie to you. Halfway through the album, I was like, this could be better than
Life of Pablo.
No, this could be better than My Crazy Life.
My Crazy Life, yeah.
Because it's so personal. Mm-hmm. And he makes it so relatable. Like, you don't have to be a blood to understand feeling betrayal or feeling like you got everyday problems. Mm-hmm. And again, lyrically, he's not going to hit you with crazy metaphors or whatever. But the way he tells the stories, it's incredible. He has a song, Gimme Got Shot.
Gimme Got Shot, yeah.
Where he literally takes, the phrase, gimme this, and he turns gimme this into an actual person and explains, the situation of, what it's like when you're on the top and all your homeboys from the hood want handouts. Mm-hmm. And he's looking at it like, well, nobody gave me a handout, so why am I going to give you something, and you over here betraying me.
Yeah. He's killing
and he's going in nonstop, like all this.
It's
and
like one big ass metaphor.
And one thing I love about YG is he can break frame from the song and do like this whole like little skit like, I know you love me, and then all of a sudden he jumps back in. That reminds me of Biggie. Biggie used to do that all the time, where he would stop in the middle of a song, like in Somebody Got to Die.
Yeah,
but Somebody Got to Die is the perfect example, because what he did was when he's he's telling his homeboy, what they're going to do. And he goes, and he actually stops in the middle of the rap and he shows him how to fill the clip up, but he's rhyming about it. Then he jumps back into the verse.
And like, if you listen to the song, one side's actually having a story play out live while he's rapping the story, which was genius, by the way. That's still such a genius.
So this is halfway into Still Brazy. And then you get later on, the Bull Bomb Collective. That's, to me, that's
yeah,
that's the essence of the
whole blood
of the gang banging scene. That's that essence. But then you get to the final 3 songs.
Yeah, that really, those 3 songs.
The final 3 songs throw you so off in a very, very good way. Because the final 3 songs are highly political and highly social, where you're like, this really came from this dude. Like, I have no choice. I literally went from, again, Tooted and Booted, where it was, he may be here today, he's going to be gone tomorrow, to now you listen to those final 3 tracks and you're like, this isn't just a hip-hop artist anymore. Like, you actually got to respect him as an artist. Obviously, it's he's not going to have the same acclaim in as far as the mainstream goes because of, the gang banging, him being unapologetic and what he represents. But you can't take away the fact he's not an artist at this point. He's shown tremendous growth. And again, I haven't rated anything yet as far as albums go. I'm not going to be surprised if I'm going down that list and Still Brazy ends up in my top 10. If it even touches borderline top 5, I'm not going to be surprised. Yeah. Now, if you told me this 3 years ago, I'd take get out my face. Yeah. We're not talking about this. But I always love growth of an artist. And to see that kind of growth where, F Donald Trump to Blacks and Browns, and then police get away with murder. Like, it was just, it took me back to
the 90s.
Yeah, it took me back to the 90s. Straight up.
It had like an Ice Cube feel to it.
And, I have no shame in saying it. I'm very biased when it comes to the West Coast sound, obviously.
Yeah.
We're from California. Yeah. So as far as hip hop goes, that's one.
What albums were there?
Logic's Bobby Tarantino.
I haven't listened to that yet.
I mean, it's still fresh and it's still fairly new, but I guarantee that's going to end up somewhere in the top 20 at least.
Yeah, but we still got albums that are coming out this year, though.
Yeah, Friday is Schoolboy Q, and I'm all in.
And then
I'm ready.
And then Frank Ocean,
whenever he decides.
Yeah.
Another one that everybody should check out is Velvet Portraits by Terrace Martin. So Terrace Martin was the saxophone player on To Pimp a Butterfly, and he handled a whole bunch of other productions. So he's actually an artist himself. Where this is mainly jazz influenced. This album is.
Is he a rapper?
Yeah, he's a saxophone.
He's a producer. He's the producer. He's the producer that did Twist My Fingers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's you won't know him by face, and you really won't know him by name. But if you put on any song, as far as that's push West Coast sound, he's on it. Like, and he's affiliated with 1500 or Nothing, the production group, the ones that have what's his name, Uncle Chuck, James Fauntleroy.
Oh yeah,
and then Lamar Doughton and a few other cats. So that album really that hit. And then as far as another one I'm waiting on, look, man, I'll tell you straight up, I've been a Wale fan for a while.
Oh yeah.
When he dropped Summer on Sunset, as soon as Summer on Sunset ended, I was like, I need Shine tomorrow. Like, I need Shine right now. I really need the album.
And that flowed all the way through.
It did.
It flowed all
It was
the
awesome.
way through.
It had a good theme, and it set everything up perfectly for what you can expect to come on to Shine.
Pretty much. I don't like that one song that he has, the PYT thing.
The PYT song. Why does everyone hate that damn song? I like the damn song. I like it. Don't say because I'm a Michael Jackson fan. Do not say that. I just like it.
Certain records you don't.
It's because Busby is a Michael Jackson fan.
I know. If I'm a Michael Jackson fan, I should be really critical of it. But
you like it though.
It's I don't mind it. I don't mind it. There's a difference. I don't mind it. So it's just I don't go back and listen to it all the way through. But
and shout out to Wale too. So on Twitter, I do my hashtag my first listens hashtag JC's first listen. I was doing the album. Wale pretty much blew up my notifications when he retweeted about 4 or 5 of my responses to the songs, and one of them was Gangsta Boogie, which had the Dog Pound on it. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not gonna apologize for being biased for the West Coast sound. That was a great roll down the windows, put the sunroof down, and just ride through at 9 o'clock at night and just let it bounce. It's perfect track. I love it.
Well, shout out to Seth Rollins for destroying my mentions yesterday. Well, because
he's Twitter famous,
I'm not that. He's a wrestler because when Kevin Durant, I know you don't, but when Kevin Durant became the Warrior, there was all sorts of memes that came out. And there was this one video when Seth Rollins, he used to be part of this group called The Shield, and he betrayed them and all this other stuff. So what they did is that they put Steve Kerr's face on Triple H, and they put Steph Curry on Batista's face, and then they showed
was it Randy Orton.
No,
Randy Orton.
It was Batista. It was Batista, and then they put whose face was it? Who's the guy that looks the guy who got kicked in the
Steven
nuts?
Adams on Roman Reigns,
and
Russ on Dean Ambrose,
and they just show Kevin Durant hitting him with the steel chairs and shit like that.
I really want to know who has times to make these. Have you ever made it? Like,
no, I don't. I have a life.
I don't know.
If I knew how to do it,
I want to know somebody.
If I knew how to do it, the Bay Area would hate me.
Yeah,
Warriors would never live it down.
But when I first I tweeted out the person that did it. Shout out to the dude that did it. I forgot your name, but shout out to the dude that did it. I retweeted him, and then I put the video again because I just couldn't believe he took his time to do it. And I just put, God, I love the internet. And then all of a sudden, it just started getting retweets after retweets after retweets after retweets.
Now you hate the internet now.
And then it just go. It nearly killed my phone. And then all of a sudden, I see Seth Rollins literally just popped to the goal. Well, this is certainly fantastic. And then it just died. I had to turn off my notifications because it just killed my phone. He curb stomped my damn notifications.
Yeah, Busby is Twitter famous.
I'm
just
not
that way
Twitter
so everybody
famous.
knows.
I am not Twitter famous because as soon as I walk out this house, no one's gonna know who the hell I am.
Well, we can change that. We reside outside of San Jose, California.
Well, yeah.
So if you see Busby around, you know what I'm saying?
Say hi.
And pull your camera phones out. Get them on your snaps. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody knows who I am, bro.
Hey, we can change all that, man. I mean, all these retweets. I mean, it's one thing.
Retweets,
it's one
man.
thing when I had 100 retweets on mine, but you know what I'm saying. When you get to 11,000, you know what I'm saying.
13,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't pay my
You done
bills.
turned Hollywood on me now.
It doesn't
You
pay
done
my
turned
bills,
Hollywood
though.
on us now.
There's
Okay,
people on Twitter that do
My
act
bad.
I wanted
Hollywood.
to pay your bills.
Yeah, I
It's
wanted
fine
to pay
of
my
me
bills.
paying your bills.
Oh, thank you. But
So we have that. I gotta put it out there because we are out the Bay Area. Son of a Pimp 2.
oh yeah,
We got to put that out there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fabby Davis Jr. That album was a
amazing.
long time coming.
Yes.
It was, a long time coming.
Yes.
But it was well worth the wait.
Oh yes, that Son of a Pimp 2 is probably gonna be one of the most
you're-
underrated albums.
If
of
you're from
2016.
outside the Bay Area and you're listening to this, go check out Mr. Fab. Son of a Pimp 1. It dropped at the top of 2005.
2005,
Top of 2005. The sequel came out in,
2016. So
in May? Was it May or... Yeah, it was like the last week of May.
Yep.
I play that at least once a week now.
See, I just have it on my iPhone, and it's just it's 20 songs, but it rides all the way.
It's a really, really great
project.
album. And it's not one of those ones where it's like, oh, they just hyping up Bay Area cats. Nah, he's got Kendrick on there. He's got Crooked Eye. He's got Raekwon. Jadakiss. He's got B.O.B.
Big Crit. No, he doesn't have Big Crit.
No, not Crit, but he's got Too Short Snoop,
Why
2
can't
Chainz.
people from the Bay Area get put on?
No,
Like,
he
why?
has put on
But,
people.
like, no,
He
why
has.
can't he be? Why can't he be like on some E40 type level and Too Short level?
Because Fab kind of likes it where he's at. He's more of a writer, actually. That's probably
Actually, if you actually look at some linear notes, he's written some of your favorite songs.
a lot of them. Like what's it,
Headband.
and
The B.O.B. song. A lot of people didn't know that Fab actually penned that.
He actually helped Loyal too.
That if you pay attention to the music video, Fab's sitting in a lawn chair in the music video.
Yeah, he's helped. He helps write a lot of
Yeah,
hits.
So a little backstory on Fab. Fab came up under Mac Dre's label, Fizz
Oh
Entertainment.
yeah, happy birthday, Mac Dre. We're recording.
Happy
this.
birthday, Mac Dre. Rest in peace.
Fizz in peace.
He came up under there. Did 3 or 4 years before he got the deal with Atlantic. Mm-hmm. And then he was supposed to have the Yellow Bus Rider, and then the album just got shelved. Atlantic didn't know what to do with it
Because of the Ghostbusters shit, right?
Right. So instead of folding up and kind of letting it go, just whatever, he went on it. He started from the underground, so
He went underground.
he went back and
started dropping. I found my backpacks.
Yeah,
and
started
shit.
dropping the tape series, and then as a result of that, he just kept networking, and he kept meeting just being in the right place at the right time, connecting with people, to the point where he has openly admitted every feature that he has on this album, he did not pay for.
At all. He
Everybody
said
did it off of the love of Fab.
Wow.
that. And he got Kendrick Crooked Eye on the same song. Got B.O.B.
It's to the point where when it dropped,
Yeah, those
Lupe Fiasco went on Twitter and was like, shout out to Fab for finally dropping the album and releasing my last damn feature.
Because I interviewed Fab.
Wow.
I interviewed Fab like when 2014 for a publication that will remain nameless.
Don't do that.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Don't be petty.
I'm not petty. I'm just letting it be known.
You can't be petty and then get on my case.
The interview was really amazing, and it was on the website. I might just post it later, probably on Medium, but it was such an insightful interview, and he talked about Son of a Pimp too, and he was revealing everything that he did on there, and it was just like, wow. And so ever since then, I've been like hitting up Fab like every now and then, like, yo, when you dropping the album? When you dropping Son of a Pimp 2? When you doing it, bro? And then he dropped it, and he was just like, and then I remember he just hit me up going like, yo, I gotta know your opinion about this, because you've been hitting me about this for a minute. So Fab, if you're listening to this, the album's amazing, and if you read my shit on the Rap Fest, it's amazing.
Dope.
I bet you did.
No, I'm leaning into that. They don't know that. But yeah, shout out to Fab.
Yeah, so Son of a Pimp 2.
You got like a whole list, huh?
Again, these aren't any top. These are just because they fall so under the radar with the big releases. And when you have Apple Music and Tidal, everything kind of gets rushed out now that everybody's doing albums every single week. There's no anticipated list. I'm just trying to make sure everybody
The shit.
takes some time out.
Well, if you got
Division September 5th.
Oh, whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. Division
Yeah.
September 5th.
That's somebody
I
else.
really like that album.
Oh yeah.
Division really I like the duo of was it 1985?
85.
Yeah, 1985, and then I can't even think of Homeboy's name, the singer.
And who?
Let me see. Because Division is them as a group. It's not actually him.
Really?
Yeah, it's Daniel Daly.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Daly, and then Paul Jeffries, a.k.a. 1985, the producer, who's done a lot of work all throughout the industry, most notably with Drake. Yeah, they put it. That's a great R&B album. Like, it is. That's awesome. I really like that album.
Got some good memories of that
album. Gineco and Big Sean. What
that
was
was a nice EP. I like that EP.
2088 was pretty.
I like that EP.
2088. Now are they together? Who knows?
No,
Probably. Yeah, I just feel bad for Giannako's like boyfriend, husband, whatever. Yeah, and he's still like he has to deal with being the side dude for the moment. So. You know, shout out to him, I guess.
Hey, you gotta do it. Shout out to Dreamville, because both Boz and Kaz dropped good projects.
Yeah,
I still rock with them.
I haven't forgot
Too High to Riot by Boz is a great album, a great follow-up to his joint from 2014 last summer. And Nothing Personal by Kaz, that was a great follow-up to the Cause and Effect tape that he dropped.
See, you have all the time to listen to all this music. I mean,
there's
a lot of bullshit that goes out. So if I go to music, I come to you, and then I go to shout out Karina.
What up, Karina?
Oh yeah, listen to Evil, not the future one. Outrageous Karina's Evil. That's a really good project too.
I mean, the thing you also gotta remember too. So again, like I said, I work in sports video. I'm a videographer for the Oakland Raiders. So And how I do my job is I go up in a lift 40 feet in the air and I film practice, and I'm up there by myself. So I have all the time in the world to put my headphones on and just listen.
Yeah, you do.
Awesome.
So a lot of times that's where I get, the new stuff. And then a lot of times when I'm very biased on music, I'm like, I don't want to hear anything new. I just want to hear.
Listen, that's what I've been doing lately. I've been listening to a lot of Jay-Z lately. I don't know why. It's just because I know Hope's amazing, but it's just like I've just been really just listening to him.
His 10-year,
20 years for Reasonable Doubt.
20 years.
No, man.
Yeah, we old, bro.
Man.
He old. So, yeah.
And then we have, speaking of Karina, she put us both on Fantastic Negrito.
Oh yeah. What's it called? The Last Days of Oakland. Oh yes, that project.
Fantastic Negrito.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah,
he's a black dude.
He's from Oakland?
Okay. It's like a mix of oh man, how to describe it? I mean, it's.
Is he Latin?
No, he's black.
Yeah.
Oh, he's black. Okay.
You want to call it R&B, but it's got so many elements to it.
Alternative,
soul.
Like
a soul. Like a bluegrass type sound, and it really like it'll stick with you. Like I've ran it back a good amount of times in the last month since I played it for the first time. It's a really, really great one.
What is Snow the product doing?
She dropped the mixtape. She dropped an EP. I forgot what it was called, but she dropped his freestyle lately, like last week, 2 weeks ago, and it's gone viral. And she fucking ripped it. Now, honestly, she should be bigger than what she is right now, but I think she knows that, and she's getting frustrated. If you listen to all her verses, she sounds very angry. Like people say, I'm angry. She sounds very frustrated and angry. So. Shout out to Snow.
Yeah,
she gonna make it somehow.
And then my final two projects that I'm looking out for at this time, unless something else just blows up, besides the TDE releases that are coming, I'm waiting on Pusha T's album.
Of course,
I'm waiting on the King Push, and I'm sorry, man. I have a yearning and an earning for everything Ratchet. That sounds appealing to my ears.
If you say Young Thug, I would turn
Hell no, I don't listen to Young Thug.
I was going to turn this podcast
I'm waiting for Srem Life 2.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm waiting for Red Strummer.
You put me onto that.
They made me mad because they pushed the album back to next month, I believe, instead of it dropping a few weeks ago. So I was highly upset, but I'm waiting on Srem Life 2. I mess with them two cats.
Have you heard that? Red Strummer?
No.
That shit's
I know who they are.
Did you listen to? So you didn't listen to the first album? The first album.
You've heard it in the clubs.
Yeah.
If you think so, how I was saying about YG with Tune Booted, when No Type and then No Flex Zone dropped, I was like, I don't care at all.
That's why
and then somebody was like, yo, just give it a try. Like, actually listen to it. Because, I mean, I'm one of the types where I'll at least give everything a try. Like, I won't just write off unless I really don't like you. As far as like Young Thug, but that's a lot more personal than actually his music. It's actually what he stands for. I can't tolerate Young Thug unless he's a featured artist.
Like,
So
you put me on, like, tell the story, like, we were going to LA.
Oh yeah. So I blasted Shrem Life for like a week straight because I was like, there's no way that I'm actually hearing what I'm hearing. Like, this is a dope album. Like, it's
What are they talking about?
it's 11 tracks. They're just
party
party. It's just a
tracks.
great fun party record. That's all they're doing. It's like picture like your younger cousins who are like mid college, and they come in and like they just turn the house upside down. Like,
Turn up music.
yeah, that's all it is. And so I kept telling Busby for like 2 or 3 weeks, like, you gotta listen to Shrem Life. You gotta listen to this. I don't want to do it. Whatever. So we took a trip last year to go to the BET Awards concert that had Kendrick Lamar and TDE,
And
the semi NWA reunion, and then actually Snoop was performing, and it ended up being the '93 Death Row roster, and they all performed Doggy Style in its entirety. Dope concert. And yeah, like Busby said, we almost lost our lives, and we almost ended up on Unsolved Mysteries because we ended up staying in a haunted hotel for like 10 minutes, and
No, you never told me that.
we dipped.
Yeah,
We'll get into that.
We'll tell you that later.
So we're driving. I had my homegirl and her homegirl in another car. And then as we're driving, Busby's like, we got 5 hours. You might as well play Shrem Life. I was like, oh, for sure. So, we hit it. And Shrem Life, it takes 1 or 2 songs to kind of get into the groove of everything. It took a while to get in. And then we get into...
Unlock the swag.
Yeah, and then Busby's ears kind of pop up because he's like, okay, like, all right, cool.
Yep.
And then, Unlock the Swag's after Lit Like Bit, which kind of sets everything up. And then Jace from the Crew 2-9 like did a dope how he flipped his verse. It was cool. And then you get No Flex Zone. Yeah. So then you're like, all right, we're up. And then you get My Ex. And so then you're like, okay, now I'm turned. And then he didn't realize that Shrem Life, Ray Shremmer did This Could Be Us, but you're playing. He didn't realize that was them. So he's listening to it and he's like, that's them? He goes, yeah, that's dope. And then that's when Come Get Her, before anybody realized that was going to be like a single, that's when that popped up. So he's like, oh, yeah,
That don't sound like that.
And then Up Like Trump is, but I mean, it fits.
It now because,
whatever.
Fuck him.
And then Throw Some follows that one. Throw Some Mo. And then Y&O, the joint I blast all the time with Big Sean.
Oh yeah.
Love that song.
Yeah, you got Apple Music.
And then it flows into No Type. And then the last song is Safe Sex Paychecks, which pretty much wraps up and summarizes.
That's like that I know on
Yeah. So
imagine
what it was listening to that last year when there was only like 3 or 4 singles at the time that popped off. All the other ones dropped when it came out.
Everyone on Twitter was talking about it, and I don't listen to no one on Twitter because they just always blow shit out of proportion. And they're like, yo, this shit is fire. This Ray Shremmer's fire. And I'm like, y'all said the same shit about Young Thug. Y'all said the same shit about this dude and that dude. I ain't listening to y'all niggas. The fuck? And then JC was telling me, then my other homeboy was telling me about the album, and I was just like, y'all really hyping this. I listened to it eventually, and then that eventually came, and we were driving, so... Yeah.
That's the best way to listen to music.
Oh, yeah.
Road trips.
Oh, yeah.
Road trips.
Yeah. So, to end this show, tell the story. The haunted hotel story. I didn't tell you this?
Oh, man. So, I book our
yeah, he's a good storyteller.
So. I book our rooms through Hotels.com, and Hotels.com takes me to a place called Stay on Main. And the reason why I was attracted to Stay on Main was because the damn rooms were only like $56. And the way the pictures were set up, it was nice rooms. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going through.
Pictures are always set up.
Yeah, and so I'm going I checked one more site just to confirm that it was the rooms, and I went to another site. Yeah, the rooms were there. So I was like, that's a steal. That's a good deal. Like maybe it's because it's so pushed far out from Staples Center where the BET events are going. They're like, hey, just get in. Yeah. So pull up. Strike one is when we pull up and find out there's no parking lot. You have to pay for the parking next to the hotel. But the cool thing was you pay for a ticket and it lasts you the whole weekend. So it was like, all right, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Park the car, pull the bags out. We ended up staying in line for like 30, 35 minutes.
You didn't feel that long, did you?
It was that long. Because you left for a quick minute.
You were in line because there was a lot of people in front of you?
There wasn't even that many people.
Well, it was because there was like 2, so there were 2 receptionists behind the desk. Uh-huh. So everything was just going slow at that point. So him and I were kind of looking like, why is this taking so long? And it's hot. So we're already irritated. We just got done driving and like walking around with our friends for a little bit. So we're exhausted. Like, we want to go chill. We get every itinerary all set up. She passes the keys. Now,
The regular
key where it's hooked up to like that little plastic latch, and it's actually like an actual key.
It was like an actual. You know how you go to hotels, they give you the card.
Oh,
This was like an actual key hooked up to like the little holder.
So we both saw that. We were just like, well, that's different.
Yeah. So we go up the couple floors, and the interior starting to look like a little asylum. And we're like, what? Like, this ain't. I was like, okay.
No, you just go in your room. As soon as I walk into mine, I was like, what is this?
It looked like an asylum. Like it was all white. The bed everything was all white. There's a little tiny TV,
Tiny flat screen TV
up on the wall, and
With
it had
fan.
not an air conditioning vent or anything rolling around on the ceiling. We're talking about one of those buy me fans from Walmart that you get for $25 that rotates left and right. It had one of those.
Yeah, okay.
The bathroom, again, it's the old fashioned bathroom. We're talking about 1946 looking bathtub. Flipped everything else.
My bathroom was connected to the room, kind of.
The walls are like hard boiled white. Like there's no wallpaper, not even like painting anywhere. It's just white.
Oh.
So I go in and lay on the bed, and I'm just like, at that point, I'm like, yeah, Busby's probably like, we gonna have to get out of here because I don't feel comfortable with this. Next thing, as soon as I finish that train of thought, bang, 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 bang. I open up the door. This dude don't say nothing to me, but we need to get the hell out of here right now.
Yep.
And I was like, what happened? He pulls up
The Yelp.
the Yelp reviews. We find out.
Why didn't you pull up the Yelp
Well,
review?
because we-
Okay.
Well,
Because we had the
It was good,
reviews.
it was good. Okay, you're right.
We had the reviews all like everything was. We thought it was legit.
So what
Well,
did
I
the
thought it was
reviews
legit.
say?
It was haunted.
It was haunted. The mob had killed people in that
Not
building.
even mob. It was like a
And you
serial
got to do that
killer.
when you're, like,
A serial killer used to
And they
stay
said,
in there.
oh yeah, there's a ghost that's on
The third floor. It just so happened we were on the third floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then it just so happened when we did more research, there was a lady that the last scene of her alive was she was in the elevator and she's like freaking out because she's like looking left and right like something's there. She runs out the elevator. Nobody sees her until somebody's like doing something up on the roof and they find her body in like the pipe drainage or something like that. So as soon as we figured that out, it was like, nah, we gotta go. We're out of here. We're not staying.
And it's on YouTube.
Yeah, like her actual last movements are caught on, and
wow.
so yeah, we're like, no, we're out of
And they
here.
found her body on the roof.
Yeah, so
in the water main.
so we go back to the front. Bags are we didn't unpack the bags. We
left.
got out, and so
did you pay?
so this is what we did. Because I'm like, yo, if that's true, they're already used to this, and I'm gonna get our money back.
Yeah.
We weren't
go-
even in there for like what?
How did you pay?
So
It was through
everything
card?
was through the card that I had on my account. So then I go up to the front desk, and now like I'm like convulsing my hand, trying to get it to shake like really tough, like I just seen some stuff.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, we need to get out of here. Like I'm not staying here." And then she's like, "Why? What's going on?" And I was like,
Like, this has never happened.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm in my room, pretty much just vegged out, and all of a sudden my door just slammed by itself." And the way she looked at it,
just
the way she looked at me was like she had heard that story 1,000 times before. Like she didn't ask anything afterwards. She was just like, okay. And she went through, and so I'm like sitting there and I'm like looking at him big eyed. And then her next responses was like,
Oh, did you guys film me?
"Oh, did you guys get it on film?" And I looked at her and I was like, no. My first thought process wasn't to get anything like that on film. And then she was like, "Oh, well, we'll still have to charge you for the first day, but
You
you
get all
know,
your
you
money
can get
back."
you the second day back." And I was like, "I don't care what you need to do. Just get us processed out of here." So then when she realized that, she was like, "Okay, yeah, we'll give you your full refund back." Kind of that, because usually I guess that's maybe a test that they do to kind of see if everybody. No, I was like, "No, that my door slammed. We out of here." Left. Ended up staying at a hotel that was close by to Staples. I called all my boys, let them know what happened. All my boys were like, "You should have told us right from the jump. We would have told you, yeah, that place is actually haunted." Like we don't go near that. We don't go near that
Legit
hotel.
haunted.
It's
one of the
legit
most
haunted.
places
We
in
looked at
LA.
we looked it up in the new hotel in my room. It is the number one haunted place
in LA.
in LA.
Stay on Main.
Might even be in California. It's number one.
Maybe people go there to see, like to
Maybe.
experience.
Well, no, she's right. You know, people that don't got common sense.
People did,
People,
illogical.
Like, people go to haunted, like that's the thing. If someone wants to experience that, maybe
Yeah.
other people might do that. No?
Yeah, probably. But whatever the case.
Wow.
But yeah, that was 2015's how Busby and I almost ended up on a unsolved mystery and a Scooby-Doo mystery.
Yeah. So whatever the case. This is the first episode of Illogical Sense. We'll have more next week. So this is Busby signing off.
Yvanna Mama signing off.
JC No Hundreds on all social media.
Bye.
Later.